Previously on the Rod Pedersen Show.
Team captain and Anaheim Ducks prospect Mason McTavish had a goal and 2 assists Monday, leading Canada to a 6-3 win over Finland in Group A play here at the World Jays. Connor Bedard and Ridley Gregg each had a goal and an assist, and Brennan Othman, Tyson Forrester, and William Dufour also scored for Canada, who finished first atop Group A. Earlier Monday, Switzerland clinched its spot in the quarterfinals with a 3-2 win over Austria, and the preliminary round wrapped up with the late game Monday night, Sweden beating Germany 4-2. Sweden has never lost to Germany at the World Jays. Now, I'll move on to the quarterfinals and look ahead with point 2, but I'll say this. It was a game that was, despite the score 6-3 Canada, there was a lot of intrigue. Finland put on quite a push in the third period. There was some questionable officiating calls. It was the biggest crowd yet at the World Juniors here for Team Canada. My brother asked me how many people were here. I guessed around 7,500. One thing about Hockey Canada that I appreciate, they announced the actual crowd numbers. That's the sense that I get. So the crowds are going. We're moving into the playoffs beginning Wednesday with the quarterfinals, and you're kind of starting to feel a buzz in the town.
Yeah, like, yesterday's game, you really felt the momentum building as we go into this final weekend, the gold medal game coming up this weekend. So I love it. I love the energy that's building, and we're really starting to see it.
Get ready for the Rod Pedersen Show.
So I wonder what you think the immediate future for Nathan Rourke is.
Well, he is under contract with the BC Lions for 2023. However, there is a window he can utilize to pursue the NFL. Even if he goes down to the NFL in 2023 and doesn't have any success, he's going to make bank coming up to the CFL in 2024, whether or not he returns to that childhood team of his, the BC Lions.
This is the Rod Pedersen Show.
It absolutely is. It's a very special day. Hello, Canada and Canadian sports fans from around the world. Welcome to Rogers Place in Edmonton. We are in our usual environs here on quarterfinal Wednesday at the World Junior Hockey Championship. Lee Genier with us, our co-host and the COO of the Rod Pedersen Show Corp. The quarterfinals beginning right now, just on the other side of this backdrop. It's a little bit of a different look just for today, but it's going to be a wonderful day on the RP Show. And don't worry, football fans, it is August, I know, and Blue Jays fans as well. We're going to get your talk in there, but coming up, a lot of great hockey guests. Peter Loubardias, Calgary Flames radio analyst. He's in the building, Lee.
He's right here.
He's in the house somewhere. He's watching this first period about to start between Germany and Finland. Later on, the assistant coach from Team Czechia, NHL veteran goalie Ondrej Pavelec. You Winnipeg Jets fans got all excited when they saw that Ondrej Pavelec's coming on the program. He's going to be in hour 2 right off the top on a game day for Czechia. How about that?
Beauty.
That is outstanding for Team Czechia to line him up, and Ondrej Pavelec's going to join us. So you Jets fans, if you have any questions for Ondrej Pavelec, get him ready for hour 2. And Sportsnet NHL prospect analyst Sammy Cosentino and CHL colorman Sammy Cosentino is going to be with us. But that's all we have to say about that. Let's jump into the Quick Six Show topics, please, Director Jordan. Let's get to what we normally do. As I say, Blue Jays and CFL and a little NFL coming up. But first, it's must-win time now for the remaining 8 teams at the World Juniors. It's win or go home Wednesday here in Edmonton with 4 quarterfinal games at Rogers Place, including the Canada-Switzerland matchup at 7 p.m. Eastern. Now, Lee, rapid fire, we're going to pick the winners here because I know you've been following it all.
Absolutely.
With bated breath. At noon Eastern, 10 a.m. Mountain, which is right now, it is Germany versus Finland. Who do you have to win?
Finland.
Yeah, I'm going to take that's a yes for me, dog. We're both taking the Finnish club to win. Then at 3:30 p.m. Eastern, 1:30 Mountain, it's Team Latvia versus Team Sweden. What do you think?
Yeah, we're going with the Swedes on that.
You on the Swedes? I think Latvia shot their wad after qualifying for the quarterfinal for the first time in the country's history. I think the clock strikes midnight for the Cinderella team Latvia here today, but it'll be a good game to watch. And then Canada-Switzerland. What are you thinking at, what is it, 7 p.m. Eastern?
I'm going to go with the Canadians.
You going to the Canadians? Okay. It seems quiet to me, guys. Is it just me or because they're playing the music? You tell me if we got to turn our microphones up. Okay. We're both taking Team Canada. And then tonight, it is the USA, the only other 4-0 team, the Americans, up against Team Czechia. That is 10:30 p.m. Eastern, 8:30 Mountain. How are you feeling about that USA-Czechia game?
Well, I'd like to see Czechia win, but I'm going to have to take the Americans in that one.
Yeah. No arguments from either of us on any of the games. That's really all I have to say about that, because you see the crowd that's coming through on this program today. Peter Loubardias, Sam Cosentino, and Ondrej Pavelec. We're going to move on to point 2. The Toronto Blue Jays have lost 3 in a row in 8 of their past 10 games, but the team insists it will snap out of their August funk soon. The Blue Jays lost 4-2 last night to the Baltimore Orioles. That's Tuesday night, and we'll face them again today. 1:07 p.m. Mountain, 3:07 Eastern. The Jays losing ground now in the American League wildcard race. Open a 4-game series in New York Thursday, and then play 3 games in Boston before returning home August 26th. I saw in the highlights this morning on TSN that the Blue Jays lead the American League in errors. Fire the manager! Oh, wait. How closely are you following the Blue Jays?
Yeah, I'm following them pretty closely. Yeah. I mean, are they going to fire a manager at this point in the season? No.
I'm joking. They already fired one in Charlie Montoyo, but it's at what point do you Canadians and Blue Jays fans around the world start to get on the players for leading the American League in errors? Like it's a concern.
Yeah, absolutely. That is all on the players.
Yeah, but we had a former Blue Jays employee up here. You were standing right beside him when he said, if John Schneider can't get it done, nobody can get it done.
Yeah, and I would agree, and I really hope that they are able to turn it around and host a wild card spot, because we will be in Toronto if that happens.
Are you guaranteeing that?
Yes.
Okay, we'll be in Toronto if the Blue Jays host a playoff game. He said it. The 163rd running of the $1 million Queen's Plate is back this Sunday, August 21st. The first jewel of the OLG Canadian Triple Crown of Thoroughbred Racing is North America's oldest continuously run stakes event. Showcasing Canada's top 3-year-old thoroughbreds is the highlight of Woodbine's Queen's Plate. Purchase your tickets today to enjoy all that Woodbine Racetrack has to offer during the Queen's Plate at woodbine.com. And if you can't make it, download the Dark Horse Bets app and you can wager just like you're there. Trust me, I will as well. We're moving on to point 3, which is what a lot of you were waiting for, and that is CFL Week 11. There's a whole lot of things going on in the Canadian Football League, and for those that don't know, the diehards know what the schedule is. The casual fans don't. It's a Friday doubleheader and a Saturday doubleheader. On Friday, it's Edmonton at Ottawa in the opening game, BC at Saskatchewan in the second game of the doubleheader, and then Saturday it's Hamilton at Montreal. That's a great East Division clash. And Calgary at Toronto in the second game of the doubleheader. So our poll question today for Capital Automall Universal Collision Center is, which is Canada's game of the week in the Canadian Football League Week 11? And the last I saw, Lee, running away with it is BC at Sask.
Yeah, it definitely will be. One from a viewership standpoint, and obviously with the Riders being 5-4, this is going to be a huge test for them as well, going up against Nathan Rourke and the surging BC Lions.
Well, yeah, I voted for Saskatchewan home to the BC Lions, but obviously I grew up a Rider fan. I'm still a Rider fan. I'll always be a Rider fan. That's the game that I'm going to be watching the closest. I'm a little surprised that you were that adamant that that's the game of the week. Did you even think about some of these? It's not the sexiest matchups in the world, but...
Well, you know what? The Riders are really in a precarious spot where they're sitting 5-4. They didn't play real well in Edmonton this past week, so they would have to make some changes going into this game, and their secondary is going to have to really turn it up against Nathan Rourke. And I'm going to figure that Craig Dickinson's got a plan to bring some heat on Nathan Rourke.
I'm not done yet with the CFL talk, but I'm just mixing in some comments from our viewers, and I would love to know who you think will win on quarterfinal Wednesday here at the World Junior Hockey Championship. Andrew Stout writes in, he says, call me crazy, I feel like we may have an upset with Latvia. We may. I'll be pulling for Latvia. but I don't think they'll beat Team Sweden. BW in Edmonton watching says Germany, Sweden, Canada, USA, which are all the same that you and I predicted. Patrolman Pete in Winnipeg watching says, hey, squad, so good to be watching live again. So great to have you with us, Patrolman Pete. Jet Oil Tom in the chat says, Ondrej Pavelec, wow, awesome. I know, right?
Big show.
Yeah, you guys, if you have questions for Ondrej Pavelec, fire them at me, because as a card-carrying member of the goalie union, I can handle it all on my own. But I want to hear from the Jets fans, and it should be interesting chat with him with regards to what was going on in Jets land when he was with Winnipeg. And by the way, they're not the only team that he played with in his 398-game NHL career. He also played for the Atlanta Thrashers, the Jets, of course, and the New York Rangers. But Ondrej Pavelec will be with us in hour 2, assistant coach with Team Czechia. Diving now back into the CFL games. We put a poll up on our Instagram, and it's who is the better quarterback. It's on the Rod Pedersen Show official Instagram page. I don't know if you saw it or not. Zach Collaros or Nathan Rourke. Like 80% voting for Nathan Rourke. And I felt kind of bad even putting that up there. We're talking about a 2-time Grey Cup champion, reigning league MVP, and it's like running away with it as Nathan Rourke. Was that an unfair question?
No, I don't think it's unfair at all, because I think, one, it's the story of the year for the CFL, and Nathan's numbers are huge. I would have to go with Nathan on that as well. So I don't think it's unfair, and at this point, Nathan is a better quarterback.
Quite a phenomenon. And I like your commentary as to what Saskatchewan's going to have to do Friday night when the BC Lions come in there. And you said stout play from the secondary. Anybody who watched SportsCenter saw Garrett Marino speak to the media on Tuesday. He's the Rough Riders defensive lineman who was coming off the longest suspension in CFL history. Did you see his apology? He said he hasn't talked to Jeremiah Masoli, but he would love to. And how did you feel about that apology?
Yeah, I mean, it was forced, let's call it, by the team. Let's call it that, what it is. And so I don't think they're going to be exchanging Christmas cards anytime soon. So.
Yeah, no kidding. Well, again, you got 23 hours to vote on Canada's Game of the Week in the Canadian Football League, but running away with it right now is the BC Lions at the Saskatchewan Roughriders. The Barflies in the chat says Riders are one late hit from Marino from beating the Lions. I don't want to think that hard today at this time of day. From John in Winnipeg says Zach has 2 Grey Cup rings. What you got, Nathan? He's got about 13 years Zach's junior. That's what he's got. I totally get what you're saying, John in Winnipeg, and I appreciate that. And I love me some Zach Collaros. I love Nathan Rourke. We've had them both on this show. They're both great guys. I was going to put up a poll and say, is Nathan Rourke the greatest player in CFL history? It would have been major tongue-in-cheek, and that was probably a little would have been insulting to Nathan Rourke.
Well, I think you know what, it's year one for him. I mean, he's certainly on a great trajectory for year one. I'm going to say putting up stats. So got a long way to go, and like I said, whether he's going to be up here next year is I'm going to guess he's going to land in the NFL for sure. People are
geeked up about the World Juniors, and I get it. They're commenting here in the chat. From Jet Oil Tom, who's written in some other things, says, hello, Rod and Lee, and chat. He's new, so we're going to read a lot of his comments, as is Chad Robert, number 27. He says, Connor Bedard will have how many points in today's game? Well, I'll say 2. Can you hear that? Can y'all hear that? Goal! Yeah, goal! I got to peek behind this curtain and see who just scored. So here's the deal. Because the quarterfinal Wednesday is underway, Germany-Finland is going on right behind us, right? This is our normal set that we've been at every day, but because there's game action on right now, we had to put this backdrop in behind us. So this is what our friend Mydale Mike Lee said is going to be, of all the games today, the closest game. Germany versus Latvia. But I will say 2 points for Connor Bedard today. How about you?
I'm going to go with a goal and 2 assists today.
A 3-point day, says Lee Genier. How about you, viewers? What do you think? How many points does Connor Bedard have today? And listen, I don't ever get enough of it. Just like Flames and Oilers fans never get enough talk about their team. Leafs fans don't get enough talk about their team. Rider fans don't get enough talk about their team. I don't get enough Connor Bedard talk. He's been featured on SportsCenter every single day, and I love it. I could see how the other teams and sometimes maybe his teammates might be getting a little tired of it.
Yeah.
But I'm not, and I don't care. And I know how TSN does things. They ride it till the wheels fall off, baby. Right? They know what's hot.
Oh, yeah.
And it's Connor Bedard right now for Team Canada. Patrolman Pete says, everyone is hyped up on Rourke, but let's not get carried away. He has a long way to go to match Collaros' accomplishments. And that was kind of the reason why I put that poll question up. Not who would you take today. If you were starting an expansion draft, you had an expansion team. The Atlantic Schooners are starting with an expansion team, and they're having a draft. And Nathan Rourke and Zach Collaros are left available. Who are you taking?
Nathan Rourke.
Yeah, that's always my baseline for that discussion. Who, at this point in their career, are you taking?
Yeah.
And if that was the case, you're taking Nathan Rourke in a walk.
Yeah, I would say that the Bombers are a better all-around team. It's really Nathan's numbers and his poise and the way he's playing so aggressively that is carrying that team right now.
Darren Workman watching and says in the chat, hello from Salt Lake City. Back from a long absence, Nathan Rourke has been sensational. Thought he might have a drop-off after teams got film of him. Doesn't appear to be the case. You know what? Statistically, he's actually gotten better. So think about that. I don't know. I don't know. We live in a society where everybody wants to say the next big thing and the greatest ever, and I'm always the pump the brakes guy. But even the football people, not just the fans, but the football people, even Bo is saying, enjoy this guy while you can.
And I would agree. I've worked with, I've seen, and so many great quarterbacks over a long career, and I look at this kid and he is going places. So I'm a big fan.
TD in the chat says, I think Bedsy gets 2 goals and 4 assists in today's game. I almost said it's a little early to start drinking, isn't it? But Mason McTavish had 6 points last week.
Yeah.
So it's not completely out of the realm of possibility that he could have 6 points today. But I'll stick with 2. It's funny because on SportsCenter they talked about the fact that Connor Bedard only played 9 minutes the other day in the whole game against Finland, and some were saying, was he benched? They played the whole third period down a man. You're not going to play him to kill penalty. I don't think he was benched. And then late they were protecting a lead, and you just don't put out Connor Bedard to play defense. We talked about this yesterday. Comments are going crazy here from Trenton, Norway. He says, Finland, Germany, USA, and Canada to win today. I agree with Lee. Bedard will have a great game, but McTavish will be just as strong. Go, Canada, go. With Marino coming back, Riders win. Well, how about that?
How about that?
See if he makes that much of a difference in the game. We are out of time. We will finish the warm-up a little later on. Just want to tell you, Edo Japan. Edo Japan's fast and friendly service plus online ordering options are easy and convenient when you're on the go. Edo Japan. Put them in your lunch plans today. See you back here in hour 2, Lee.
See you in hour 2.
Peter Loubardias joins us next to talk some World Juniors, some NHL, and whatever you folks would like to discuss. You're watching the RP Show live from the World Juniors on the Game Plus television network. We're live streaming on YouTube as always, and 24-hour sports radio streaming now at rodpeterson.com.
Have you subscribed to the Rod Peterson Show YouTube channel yet? Head to youtube.com/The Rod Peterson Show now.
Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Experts in all residential and commercial plumbing services and proudly serving Regina and area since 1978. Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. We'll treat you right.
Mornings just got better at River Cree. For a limited time, enjoy a summer sunrise breakfast for just $1.99. Choose from 2 eggs any style, a breakfast sandwich, or pancakes. Finally, a delicious reason to wake up early. $1.99 breakfast daily at Tap 25 at the River Cree.
Nestled in the scenic Qu'Appelle Valley, just 20 minutes northwest of Regina, is one of the finest golf courses in all of Saskatchewan, the Deer Valley Golf Club. The clubhouse has a full-service restaurant, and customers can enjoy a casual dining experience with spectacular views of the golf course and valley. A fully stocked golf shop staffed by PGA of Canada professionals is equipped to meet all of your golf apparel and equipment needs. Book your tee time, family event, or corporate tournament today at the Deer Valley Golf Club. Call 306-731-1445.
Universal Collision Center is Saskatchewan's premier auto body shop. Our extensive process ensures that every vehicle that comes through our state-of-the-art facilities is returned pre-accident condition, and that every UCC customer experience is an easy one. We're certified to repair all makes, all models, and all luxury brands, and Universal Auto Spa offers full-service detailing packages to suit you and your vehicle. Plus, we're the official body shop of your Saskatchewan Rough Riders. Universal Collision Center, 3910 Rochdale Boulevard and 2355 First Avenue in Regina.
Number 16, a legend throws 713 yards in a single pro football game.
A legend wins 3 Grey Cup MVP awards.
Allen looking deep.
A legend scores 1,209 points in 1,127 NHL games. Play among legends at betregal.net.
Smoky in the air, that's a lot of fun. Big time, big time, big time, big time.
The summer of hockey in Alberta continues, and the future of Team Canada is bright. The 2022 World Juniors return to Edmonton August 9th to 20th. Single game tickets available from $40. Buy now at hockeycanada.ca.
I gotta hit the beat. Gotta hit the beat. Gotta hit the
Download Dark Horse Bets today.
I gotta hit the beat.
Hey Rod Squad, now you can join the team with your very own RP Show gear. Head to rodpetersonshop.com and get yours today while supplies last. It's just like we wear on the show, official RP Show gear at rodpetersonshop.com.
Back live at the World Juniors, our coverage is brought to you in part by River Cree Resort and Casino. River Cree brings you the best in live entertainment. September 30th, Tracy Morgan, No Disrespect Tour. Tracy Morgan, one of the most well-respected comedians in his field, known for starring on 7 seasons of NBC's Emmy and Golden Globe Award-winning 30 Rock. He can currently be seen on the No Disrespect stand-up tour nationwide, September 30th here in Edmonton at River Cree Resort and Casino. All right. Peter Loubardias joining us here, and I can't tell you how appreciative I am of Lou tearing himself away from this quarterfinal game going on behind us, Germany and Finland.
I'm actually the only guy probably right now happy that that is there, because if it wasn't, I wouldn't listen to one of your
You wouldn't be able to.
No.
Yeah.
No.
So the game's going on right behind us, and Finland's leading Germany by a score of 1-0. Now another Estevan Mairil guy, Mike Lee's here watching the World Juniors, good friend of mine and his wife Joanne, and he said this game here, Germany-Finland, would be the closest of the 4 today. How do you feel about that assessment?
You know, it's interesting, Rod, because generally in the quarterfinals, in my memory, there's always one upset. Yeah, there's generally one upset today, not monumental. I don't really see one today. And, you know, I watched the first 10 minutes before I just slid from one suite to the other. Finland, I think the best thing that could have happened to them was the loss, because they look very energized. I think Canada will actually be, first period might be a little tougher than some people think. Then they'll get it together. Latvia and Sweden interest me a tad. And I don't see anybody beating the United States except for one team. So I don't know if we're going to get one today. The Czechs would probably, if they got an unbelievable goaltending performance from Suhanek like they did against Canada. Yeah, you know what's coming next. Ari Kupalenda. Yeah. If we have anybody in Finnish out there who knows what this song is, I'd love to know. I've heard it for 2 straight weeks going back to the Holinka.
2-0 Finland, so maybe they can go to straight time the rest of the way. I'm not sure. Well, I will say that there's a lot of time to get into this with Lou, and I invite any questions and comments from our viewers in the chat, or if you're watching on Game Plus TV, text us 902-518-3033. The number's on the screen. The attendance has been pathetic. We'll get to that. What hasn't been pathetic is the play of Canada, minus some big names. But I don't care. I don't think about who's not here. I think about who is.
Yeah.
And we've had some wonderful performances.
Oh, you know what? Against Latvia, remember, Canada, Roddy, was the last team to get together. They didn't get together till the 1st of August, while a lot of the other countries had been together for at least 2 weeks prior to that. And I know it's the biggest cliche in sports, but here's the deal. In tournament play, you truly want to get better day after day after day. I thought they were brilliant against the Czechs. I thought they were excellent against the Finns. And they have. They've gotten better and better. What I've really been impressed with, because without the likes of Power and Caden Gooley, who I think would have been here had he not been injured at the Memorial Cup, I was a little concerned about how they might hold up on defense. But they have absolutely exceeded my expectations. They're defending well. But this tournament's always about one thing. It'll be the Final Four on Friday. It'll be unbelievable. If you haven't gotten here yet, you know, if you can park some other stuff and just, you know, enjoy the sport, it won't be any different than it ever is. It's going to be a great Final Four.
I feel this barn will be filling up. I don't know if there'll be a capacity or not for the semifinal and final games, but I got to ask you this. And Lou, one thing I appreciate, I always have with you, is your honesty. So tell me if Connor Bedard was indeed benched in the third period against Finland, because Serena and I were watching the game and she said he was, and I don't see it always for what it is. I'm going, well, they're killing penalties all third. He didn't kill penalties, and they're protecting a lead. But TSN saying he only played 9 minutes, and the scrambly play is why he wasn't on the end. Was he benched?
I think you could make that assessment, yeah. I mean, it's very situational. I mean, they're shorthanded for half the period.
Right.
He's not playing there. So that's for sure, against a really good team. After that, and you're going to see it. It's going to be interesting because Brendan Othman was taken off that line very early in the game. And the truth of the matter is, that's the one area for Connor that, and it will get better, he's 17 years of age, but that line has probably spent the most time in its own end of any line, and it hasn't been because of Mason McTavish. And in fact, prior to Connor's, I didn't even jump up in my seat because I was so blown away by that wrist shot the other day. It's just mind-boggling.
They're still talking about it.
And they should be. I haven't seen anything quite like it. But he failed on 2 occasions to kind of stick his nose in on the right wing side of the ice that led to the first minute in the zone. So I love him. He's a generational talent. But when this tournament gets down to 4, Rod, I always say this. We focus always on offense, and I get why. But it's going to be your ability to deal with elite-level people on the other side that will be the difference between winning a gold medal here and not winning a gold medal here.
That's the thing. It's not that I'm dishonest. I just don't always see things for the way they are when they come to players that I love.
Well, we're all like that.
Well, thanks
we're
for saying that.
We're all that way, and I love the kid too. I mean, Thank goodness he's got the right passport.
But what a time to learn lessons! What a stage! The World Juniors, and he's benched for defensive lapses.
Well, I think my kid put it best the other day. He goes, "Dad, how good is he going to be at Christmas time?" You know, and that's all part of it. Listen, if you are Connor Bedard, you haven't had to really deal a lot with playing without the puck. Now he did get a taste of it at the World Under-18, which I saw. But again, I don't pull a lot of punches.
No.
And I understand. He does things that other people are never going to do. He's going to have to work a little harder on that side. And if he wants to be a huge proponent come Friday and Saturday here, it's going to have to be a little better away from the puck. So I don't see that as a benching. I think that's Dave Cameron's way of saying, hey, listen, if we're going to win this thing, you can't always be focused on one side of the puck, even though you're brilliant at it. And he is brilliant at it.
Well, we'll see if he learns it by the end of the weekend. By the way, 3-0 Finland.
How about that?
Corey Pedersen is watching in Tallahassee, Florida, from the Hockey Club podcast, and he says, favorite RP guest ever. That's from Patty.
I love Patty.
Did I tell you that he says Connor Bedard stole the Sizzler from him?
Yeah, you told.
I told you. Okay.
We had that conversation.
I can't remember if we did or not.
Yeah. Well, you do 1,000 shows in 1,000 places with a trillion different people.
Yeah.
So if you
who else would know about the Sizzler, though?
I know about the Sizzler.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
There's 3 of us in this conversation that know about the Sizzler.
That's true. And he did it very, very well back in the day.
And a lot.
A lot, yeah.
Yeah.
Come on, number 27.
You've been in the NHL, Lou, full-time since around, what, 08?
Yeah.
Reason I ask, do you think Mason McTavish, I'm sure he'll captain the Anaheim Ducks one day, but do you think he will sooner than later?
I don't know. You know what, Rod? The captain conversation for me is an odd one because I don't like where captaincy has gone in pro sports. Generally, it goes to your best people. And I understand that without your best people being your best, it's very hard to win. But I don't know. I don't ever think about it that way. And in fact, even here in this town, with another Connor named McDavid, I think you have to be careful with young people. It's hard enough when there are high expectations and a lot is wanted from you on the ice. I wouldn't be in a hurry. So I don't even think about it that way. I'm guessing he's starting the season with the Anaheim Ducks. I think he's going to have a terrific career. I love just his energy and his passion to play the sport, shoots it out of the building. But yeah, I don't ever really think that way, and I don't think it's a good thing for young people unless you're a Sidney Crosby type or somebody that's beyond special.
Yeah, well, you captain the World Junior team and do what he's doing. He's pretty special.
Oh no, on the ice he's incredibly.
We don't
special.
know what he's like off the ice, so that'll be up to the Ducks.
Well, and remember too, I'm a big believer in what happens in your room. Maybe not as much as I used to be, but you have to know who else is in your room as far as veterans, how that's going to mix and fit. And Rod, I don't care how good you are on the ice. Most guys before they're 24 or 25 aren't ready. They're ready on the ice, sometimes at 18 and 19. I don't think they're ready for all the other stuff, and I just assume they didn't have to deal with the other stuff prior to that point.
Sure. Well, Anaheim is a young team anyway. Troy Terry, Zegras, Drysdale. I mean, I don't know who else it would be. So there are Anaheim people here.
Cam Fowler's not going anywhere.
Right. Well, there's Anaheim people here. 2-1 Finland. Okay, thank you so much. I'm just guessing based on the music they're playing for the goals here. Mike Horgan.
Deutschland threw one in.
Yeah, Sprechen die Deutsch?
Yeah. Deutschland.
Mike Horgan in Toronto watching says, great guest, RP. Who is this guy? He's Peter Loubardias, the Greek kid from Saskatoon and longtime Calgary Flames broadcaster. Does that fit your business card?
Sure.
Fine?
I don't know. I've been around for a long
Haven't we both?
Yeah.
A lot of questions here. From Gino DePauli, whom you know well.
Yeah, well, very well.
In Okotoks, he says, thoughts on Bob Ridley's retirement, Rod and Lou? And my cousin Christine in Medicine Hat is watching, and she says, Bob Ridley, 52 years announcing Tiger games, legend. We'll mention this even though we are on national television. For those of Eastern Canada don't know, you should. 52 years as voice of the Medicine Hat Tigers, Bob Ridley. I did not know. Announced his retirement this morning. I don't know what. We don't have time. I could talk for 2 hours on Ritz. Uncle Giggles, as I called him. Remember from the Flintstones episode?
I remember very well.
He's the best. Just the best.
Drove the bus for the longest time. And I tweeted this yesterday. I don't tweet very often, but Bob.
Here we go again.
Yeah.
How about that? Bob Chironko.
3-1. Okay.
Yeah. I know the song very well. Bob is everything about what our business should be. He's classy. It's never been about him. It's always been about the craft. He's an incredibly consistent, friendly, classy person. You know, I think we all looked up to Bob when we made our way into the league. I know I did when I first started calling games in Regina, you know. And what's really awesome in life is when you think highly of someone, you've never met them, and then they're even better when you do meet them and spend time with them. Yeah. So, you know, nobody's ever going to do what he's done again.
Absolutely
they're
not.
It's not going to be the case. The times are different, and certainly nobody's driving the bus for 35 years on top of it. So, you know, Bob, from the bottom of my heart, and I mean this, thank you for all you've done for the sport, for your city, for people like me, and being a great, great example of how you should be in our business.
And I would suggest a mentor.
Oh,
right.
Absolutely.
To us two sitting right here.
Right.
But everybody who's come through the Western Hockey League, and I just have to say this, Ryan in Toronto says, loving how you and Lou get giddy when there's a goal, Rod. I don't know that we're getting giddy, but listen, here's an old-time WHL story, if you'll allow me. When I was the voice of the PA Raiders at the age of 20, Don Clark, Don Double N, said to me, the guy in Medicine Hat drives the bus and does the radio. Why can't you do that? And I said, do you want me driving the bus? Never brought it up again.
No, that's a great line. I know who else was never driving a bus. Not 30 years ago or now. Moi.
Do you want me to?
No chance.
Never brought it up again.
Care
Can
about
you stay
the kids.
One more segment?
Yeah, whatever you need.
Peter Loubardias with us at our broadcast location at the 2022 Summer World Juniors at Rogers Place in Edmonton. And you're watching on Game Plus TV, YouTube Live, and you can always catch the podcast wherever the best podcasts are found, including Amazon, Google, Apple, Stitcher, and Spotify.
Have you subscribed to the Rod Pedersen Show YouTube channel yet? Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now.
A legend throws 713 yards in a single pro football game.
A legend wins 3 Grey Cup MVP awards.
Allen looking deep. A legend scores 1,209 points in 1,127 NHL games. Play among legends at BetRegal.net.
And that's a wrap on summer, everyone. Things are about to get back to busy. Work, school, errands, they're all coming back. That's why we make buying easy at Capital GMC. Reserve your brand new truck or SUV today. Check out our great selection of in-stock GM certified pre-owned trucks. And make some cold hard cash by selling us your used vehicle. We pay big and you can skip the hassle of selling privately. Plus, our service department is always here to help with any make or model. Capital GMC, making back to busy easy.
The summer of hockey in Alberta continues, and the future of Team Canada is bright. The 2022 World Juniors return to Edmonton August 9th to 20th. Single game tickets available from $40. Buy now at hockeycanada.ca.
Some of the challenges we face with the CT technology that we have today is some of the deficiencies in around integration with some of our other systems. The addition of 2 new 4D simulators within the programming of the Saskatchewan Cancer Agency is going to have significant impact on the care we provide to the people of Saskatchewan.
I gotta hit the beat. Gotta hit the beat. Gotta hit the
Download Dark Horse Bets today.
I gotta hit the beat.
Nestled in the scenic Qu'Appelle Valley, just 20 minutes northwest of Regina, is one of the finest golf courses in all of Saskatchewan, the Deer Valley Golf Club. The clubhouse has a full-service restaurant, and customers can enjoy a casual dining experience with spectacular views of the golf course and valley. A fully stocked golf shop staffed by PGA of Canada professionals is equipped to meet all of your golf apparel and equipment needs. Book your tee time, family event, or corporate tournament today at the Deer Valley Golf Club. Call 306-731-1445.
Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Experts in all residential and commercial plumbing services and proudly serving Regina and area since 1978. Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. We'll treat you right.
Mornings just got better at River Cree. For a limited time, enjoy a summer sunrise breakfast for just $1.99. Choose from 2 eggs any style, a breakfast sandwich, or pancakes. Finally, a delicious reason to wake up early. $1.99 breakfast daily at Tap 25 at the River Cree.
Hey Rod Squad, now you can join the team with your very own RP Show gear. Head to rodpetersonshop.com and get yours today while supplies last. It's just like we wear on the show, official RP Show gear at rodpetersonshop.com.
Coming at you live from Rogers Place in Edmonton. It is quarterfinal Wednesday, and the first of 4 games is on the ice right now between Germany and Finland. Peter Loubardias is good enough to be with us for the Flames broadcast crew for one more segment, and I'll turn it over to the viewer questions. Ryan is watching in Saratoga, New York. He says, I wonder if the RP crew is going to make it to the Edmonton Elks Lodge number 11 to watch the Canada-Switzerland game. After all, it is the third Wednesday of the month. No. We'll be here.
No, I'll be here sitting with my son. And
Little Lou.
Little Lou, who's not so little anymore, will be even more nervous than his father, which is a brand. Yeah, I know. It's a new thing where the older Loubardias is not the most nervous person during games.
I got to see that.
Until Friday.
I got to see that.
Then it might change.
Before we turn it over to the Flames questions, Kevin Olenek in the chat says, hey, Peter. Hey, Rod. Hang on. From Patrolman Pete. What's the mood in Flames Nation? Is there caution? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm all over the place. Kevin Olenek. Hey, Peter. Hey, Rod. Who's not getting enough love for both Canada and the World Juniors? Which player is underrated in this tournament?
Underrated?
Yeah.
For Canada, for me, I'd actually start on defense and Donovan Sabrango. Sabrango has been terrific. I love Olin Zellweger. I love the guy. He's an unbelievable playmaker. He defends well despite the fact that he's about 5'9". He's got great feet. Those are 2 guys that come to mind. And another guy who's really, really done well, also on defense, is Jack Thompson.
I thought he might have been player of the game the other day. He didn't get it. But...
No, he would have for me.
Yeah.
3 assists in that game. He's their only right-handed shot defenseman. He has been a very good player.
I'm not a scout, and I don't try to play one, so I don't know the names. Yeah, you do, but I don't. The goalie for Czechia could engineer an upset against the USA tonight. The kid that plays for Tri-City.
Yeah, Sahanek. Yeah.
He's something.
Oh, against Canada, he was unbelievable, and I'm sure he'll get the start against the United States. And I'm hoping that he's ready for a firing squad.
Yeah.
Because that U.S. team, they are dynamite.
His goalie coach, Ondrej Pavelec, will be with us in hour 2 right here at our broadcast location. Thanks to Team Czechia for making a coach available on a game day. Shoot, USA had Landon Slaggert here last week on a game day. You got to love junior hockey.
Well,
man.
that's one of the reasons I've always loved it so much is the access.
And the people.
And it's not that there aren't great people at the highest level. It's just that it's business. So even the best of people just aren't in a position anymore to be as accessible as they once were.
Well, and I talked with the Hockey Canada people today, and I said, the guests you're sending down are completely random. And they laughed. I said, it's Landon Slaggert from Team USA, Ondrej Pavelec from Czechia, the goalie coach, Mike Dick from Canada. They said, well, we're trying to pick guys that you might know or have an NHL background. I'm like, wow. That's nice.
It is nice.
That's very nice of them. So here it is. Patrolman Pete in Winnipeg says, what's the mood like in Flames Nation? Is there cautious optimism, or are the fans in full parade planning mode?
No, they are not in full parade planning mode, but they were in get in the Bow River mode for about a week when Johnny opted, as you know, because you've been around as much, maybe more this summer than even I have. So the mood has changed significantly. I think Brad Treleving did an incredible job with the deal that he made with Florida. And I don't have to tell you. You know exactly how good the two players are that they ended up getting in
stars.
return. Yeah, they're stars. Absolutely, they are stars. And people don't know it yet. They're going to love both of those guys in short order in Calgary.
It was a 4-for-1 deal. Right, 3 players and a pick.
Yes.
And I thought any 2 of the 4 for Tkachuk would have been a great trade.
Agreed.
The 4 for Tkachuk is like, what's Bill Zito thinking? But I'm excited. You asked when I'm going back to Florida. It's this weekend, and I'm excited to get into Panthers training camp when they start and see Tkachuk and who they got him with. And I know you wish him well too, right? Good kid.
Yeah. I mean, Matthew is just, I always say this, he's one of the smartest, most savvy young hockey people I've ever been around. He's just like his dad. I remember dealing with his dad when he was 21 for about 4 months when I worked very briefly at CKY Television in Winnipeg. Let's put it this way. The apple doesn't fall very far from the tree.
I can't remember who was on here the other day talking about the orders. And one of the players bringing his young kid in on this team and playing mini sticks with Connor McDavid in the room. And like, it's no big deal. It's Connor McDavid. You know, that stuff happens, right?
It does. We don't hear about it enough. I mean, especially lately. Yes, believe it or not, folks, there are great people in the sport of hockey. Far more good ones than on the other side of the fence.
I think that's why people enjoy having us here so much, because we push that notion.
Well,
because it needs to be pushed, apparently.
It's true.
Yeah. Well, speaking of good people, Tony Cernick is watching in the Energy City, and he says, good to see the dynamic duo together and not on video chat. Thank you, Tony.
Thanks, Tony.
And I got it. So Lou and I, as is usual in our lives, I warmed you up at the Centennial Cup and then got out of town and you slid in.
And I slid in.
I completely missed you.
Yeah, that's how it usually works for us.
How much fun was it?
It wasn't long enough. I needed 2 more days. I only got there for one game. I'm so proud.
One great game.
It was a good game.
Yeah.
So proud of what they've done in the community, how they responded. And Roddy, you know this. I don't think it's going to be the last event of that type of nature in that city. They can accommodate. They did an amazing job when the tournament went from 5 teams to 10 teams. It's a great place, and they're making massive changes to the downtown core. And I'm biased. You won't get a better pizza or an ice cream cone down the street from the tower at Cone Artisan Ice Cream Shop.
Tower Pizza is king.
Oh, it's
the best. It's the best.
Never mind. It's good. It's good. It's number one.
Never mind.
It's good. So are you, Jimmy Bonus. That's a heck of a pie you make over there,
Of course.
Come on.
Got any more? John in Winnipeg wants to know what you think is the best Greek restaurant in Calgary.
What I think is the best Greek restaurant in Calgary? Ooh, that's tough.
Spiro's. Yeah. Can you be more specific? Oh, that is the restaurant?
Yeah. It's.
I thought it was some guy named Spiro.
I've been twice. It's very good. I get treated pretty well in those places, I find.
Okay, we got 30 seconds from Ted and Red Deer. Let's go back in time, guys. Who is your favorite character from your WHL days? There has to be a bunch of them. Off the top of your head, who pops into your...
First guy right now today that pops in, Greg Pankowicz.
Pank! Sorry, number 44, Regina Pats.
Oh, man, could I tell some stories?
Brian Maxwell here.
Well, see...
What?
Maxie. Thank goodness I always seem to be on the right side of Maxie. I don't even know why.
Yes, you do.
But I was terrified every time I went to see him.
Ask Mitchell Scruffy Blair about that.
Oh, yeah.
Lou, enjoy the hockey.
Thanks, pal.
Ships ahoy.
Thanks for having me.
Peter Loubardias of the Calgary Flames broadcast crew. We'll be back on the way. Ondrej Pavelec, Team Cheshire goalie coach, and Sammy Cosentino, the whitest teeth in broadcasting.
True.
That's all coming up today from Rogers Place on Game Plus TV, YouTube Live, and 24-hour sports radio at rodpeterson.com.
Have you subscribed to the Rod Peterson Show YouTube channel yet? Head to youtube.com/The Rod Peterson Show now.
And that's a wrap on summer, everyone. Things are about to get back to busy. Work, school, errands, they're all coming back. That's why we make buying easy at Capital Ford Lincoln. We have a great selection of brand new F-150s in stock. Drive it off the lot today. Reserve an incoming unit or pre-order the perfect vehicle for you. And make some cold hard cash by selling us your used vehicle. We pay big and you can skip the hassle of selling privately. Plus, our service department is always here to help with any make or model. Capital Ford Lincoln, making back to busy easy.
Does this look familiar? Your fans deserve an incredible arena experience. It's time for an upgrade. Stunning graphics. Revenue opportunities are just the beginning with our in-venue display systems and scoring technology. Let us help you find the best solution for your facility. DDG, always delivering the best fan experience. Find us at ddgregina.com.
Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Experts in all residential and commercial plumbing services and proudly serving Regina and area since 1978. Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. We'll treat you right.
The Venue at River Cree, bringing you the best in live entertainment. One of the world's most gifted and accomplished ventriloquists, Terry Fader brings his repertoire of comedy, music, and unique impersonations to the Venue at River Cree this September for one night only. Get your tickets now at rivercreeresort.com.
Smoky in the air, that's a lot of pine. Big time, big time, big time, big time.
Universal Collision Center is Saskatchewan's premier auto body shop. Our extensive process ensures that every vehicle that comes through our state-of-the-art facilities is returned pre-accident condition, and that every UCC customer experience is an easy one. We're certified to repair all makes, all models, and all luxury brands, and Universal Auto Spa offers full-service detailing packages to suit you and your vehicle. Plus, we're the official body shop of your Saskatchewan Rough Riders. Universal Collision Center, 3910 Rochdale Boulevard and 2355 First Avenue in Regina.
A legend throws 713 yards in a single pro football game.
A legend wins 3 Grey Cup MVP awards.
Allen looking deep. A legend scores 1,209 points in 1,127 NHL games. Play among legends at betregal.net.
Hey, Rod Squad, now you can join the team with your very own RP Show gear. Head to rodpetersonshop.com and get yours today while supplies last. It's just like we wear on the show, official RP Show gear at rodpetersonshop.com.
We are coming at you live from the World Junior Hockey Championship, checking the poll results here as we switch to football for that. For Capital Auto Mall Universal Collision Center, which is Canada's game of the week in Week 11 of the CFL season? Running away with it. 78% of the vote is the BC Lions at the Saskatchewan Roughriders Friday night. Your other options are Edmonton at Ottawa, Hamilton at Montreal, Calgary at Toronto. In a rematch of the 2017 Grey Cup, and also 1971. But no, everybody thinks Lions and Riders. That should be a ratings winner. This is viewer takeover, by the way, and just before I get into that, let's do a sports update. On this Wednesday, the PGA Tour is in Delaware for the first time, and so is Tiger Woods. Just not to play. 2 people familiar with the situation told the Associated Press that Tigers attended a private meeting of top players to discuss the threat of Saudi-funded LIV Golf. Tiger has been a strong opponent of LIV Golf. The series has played 3 events offering $25 million apiece in prize money to a group of players that include Dustin Johnson, Brooks Koepka, Phil Mickelson, and Bryson DeChambeau. We'll discuss that with Lee next hour. Isn't this interesting? By the way, update here. After 1 at the World Jays in the first game of 4 on this quarterfinal Wednesday, Finland leads Germany 3-1 after 1. Later on today, the matchups are these: Latvia versus Sweden at 3:30 Eastern, Switzerland versus Canada at 7 Eastern, and Czechia versus USA at 10:30 Eastern. Czechia assistant coach and goalie coach Ondrej Pavelec will be with us right here on set in hour 2. You Jets fans, if you've got questions for Ondrej Pavelec, your former goalie, fire them our way. I'll ask them. Seattle Seahawks quarterback Drew Lock has tested positive for COVID-19 and will miss the team's preseason game against Chicago this week. Seattle coach Pete Carroll announced after Tuesday's practice that Lock would start Thursday's game against the Bears after he served as the backup to Geno Smith in last weekend's game in Pittsburgh. Pardon me. Lock was acquired from Denver as part of the trade that sent Russell Wilson to the Broncos. Elon Musk, whose mother is from North Battleford, has caused a stir by tweeting that he was buying the English soccer team Manchester United. But several hours later this morning, he said it was a joke. It comes as the billionaire Tesla CEO faces a legal battle in the U.S. after backing out of a deal to buy Twitter for $44 billion. From hand-rolled sushi to bento box meals made with their famous teriyaki sauce, Edo Japan's menu has something for everyone. We tried something yesterday. Let's try something new there today at Edo Japan. We love it. And River Cree Resort and Casino brings you the best tribute acts and live entertainment. October 1st, it's a tribute to Dolly Parton. Be prepared for an entertaining gal with a heart of gold that will keep you smiling and eager for more. August 1st, catch a tribute to Dolly Parton at River Cree Resort and Casino. Just a couple minutes left in this segment here before we break. Ondrej Pavelec in hour 2. Also Sammy Cosentino. Yes, Jeff, the Stamps fan, Elon Musk's mom is from Saskatchewan. And I've known that for a long time. This is the first time I've ever brought up Elon Musk on this show. First time I've had a chance to say it. Google it. Wikipedia it. It's all right there. Chacona Pally regarding in Winnipeg regarding our Dub legends. He says, Brian Maxwell, what a beaut. Loved him as a Jet. Yeah, Maxie is something. Randy from Winnipeg says, not sure why everyone wants the USA to lose. I want to see a USA-Canada game. It's because everybody in Canada, as far as hockey, last minute of play in hour 1, last minute. Everybody in Canada hates the USA when it comes to hockey. So while I would like to see a Canada-USA final on Saturday, people are saying the sooner we can get rid of the Americans, the better. Harlan Bruce says $40 billion? Oh, my God. Yeah, that was the deal for Twitter. Elon Musk, born in Regina, says Corey in Tallahassee, Florida. I'm not sure about that one. I'd have to look into that one. I hadn't heard that. We have Ondrej Pavelec here. He'll be joining us right after the break. So we will step back for 4 minutes. Join us in hour 2. Sammy Cosentino from Rogers Sportsnet will join us for their CHL and NHL prospect analyst, and Ondrej Pavelec right after this break on Game Plus Television.
Have you subscribed to the Rod Pedersen Show YouTube channel yet? Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now.
The summer of hockey in Alberta continues, and the future of Team Canada is bright. The 2022 World Juniors return to Edmonton August 9th to 20th. Single game tickets available from $40. Buy now at hockeycanada.ca.
I gotta hit the beat. I gotta hit the beat. Gotta hit the
Download Dark Horse Bets today.
I gotta hit the beat.
11 throws 713 yards in a single pro football game.
A legend wins 3 Grey Cup MVP awards.
Allen looking deep. A legend scores 1,209 points in 1,127 NHL games. Play among legends at betregal.net.
And that's a wrap on summer, everyone. Things are about to get back to busy. Work, school, errands, they're all coming back. That's why we make buying easy at Capital GMC. Reserve your brand new truck or SUV today. Check out our great selection of in-stock GM certified pre-owned trucks. And make some cold hard cash by selling us your used vehicle. We pay big and you can skip the hassle of selling privately. Plus, our service department is always here to help with any make or model. Capital GMC, making back to busy easy.
Is it time to take your event online? Bring it to IKS Live. We've got a fully customized virtual event platform with remote guest support for your next fundraiser, talk show, conference, performance, and more. IKS Live offers live streaming to Facebook Live and YouTube and pre-recorded capabilities, both in our studio with green screen available and on location with pre-production and post-production services. Visit us at ikslive.ca.
Easy snacking all around. Something everyone can love.
People donate blood for moments like this.
But there are lots of reasons why Canada's Lifeline needs donors every day.
Like the fact that someone with leukemia can need up to 8 units of blood a week.
Or that donated blood lasts no longer than 42 days.
Or to help new moms and babies, like Henry.
There's lots of reasons to donate blood. That's why we need donors every day.
The need for blood is constant. Join Toyota and our Toyota dealers in supporting Canada's Lifeline.
Mornings just got better at River Cree. For a limited time, enjoy a summer sunrise breakfast for just $1.99. Choose from 2 eggs any style, a breakfast sandwich, or pancakes. Finally, a delicious reason to wake up early. $1.99 breakfast daily at Tap 25 at the River Cree.
Hey, Rod Squad, now you can join the team with your very own RP Show gear. Head to rodpetersonshop.com and get yours today while supplies last. It's just like we wear on the show, official RP Show gear at rodpetersonshop.com.
So I wonder what you think the immediate future for Nathan Rourke is.
Well, he is under contract with the BC Lions for 2023. However, there is a window he can utilize to pursue the NFL. Even if he goes down to the NFL in 2023 and doesn't have any success, he's going to make bank coming up to the CFL in 2024, whether or not he returns to that childhood team of his, the BC Lions.
This is the Rod Pedersen Show.
Hello, Canada and Canadian sports fans around the world. Welcome to Rogers Place in Edmonton on a very special day. It's quarterfinal Wednesday. We are well underway. We're into the second period of the very first game of 4 today at the World Junior Hockey Championship. It's Germany up against Finland right now, and Finland's leading the game 3-1. Later on, Canada takes on Switzerland. Czechia faces the USA, and it's Latvia versus Sweden, and now it's win or go home. The unforgiving format of the World Juniors begins today. We appreciated our visit with Peter Loubardias last hour from the Calgary Flames radio crew, and now we're very excited to welcome Ondrej Pavelec from Team Czechia, their goaltenders coach. Everybody in Winnipeg's ears perked up when they heard Ondrej Pavelec's coming on the show today, and they've got a lot of questions for him. Coach Pavelec, I should say. How's that feel?
A little bit weird, and, but it's a great experience for me so far, and we'll see how long I'm going to do it.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, we got a lot to go through here. You got some really good goalies with Team Czechia. Tell me, and you've used 2 through this tournament so far?
We used 2, yeah.
Used 2. Yeah. Who's going today?
Well, Tomas Suchanek, and he's playing against the Canada, and I think that he had a really, really good game, almost 60 shots, so I think he's ready to go.
Well, so it's game day, and that's why I'm so pleased that Hockey Canada brought you down, and also Team Czechia on a game day. Tomas Suchanek, with the Tri-City Americans, we were just amazed at how well he played against Canada the other day. He was the player of the game for you guys.
Yeah.
Right? And he literally did all he could do.
Yeah, well, it wasn't easy for him. That was his first game on the tournament, and especially against the home team. And he get ready himself to play well. And it's the goalie is about the head. About what you have between the ears, and I think he handled that pretty well. And he got the chance to play tonight again, and we'll see how that goes.
You're playing the USA, who's 4-0. There's a lot of people cheering for Czechia. Have you realized that? They want the USA to lose.
Well, we are in Canada. Right?
Yeah, so you're not surprised
I'm not
by
surprised at all.
Yeah, so Czechia 1-0-1-2 in the round robin. How did you feel your team played to get to this point?
You know what? We played a really tough game against Slovak on the first game. Always on the first game on the tournament is really tough, and you never know what to expect from the both teams. And I think we were up 4-2, and they tied the game. I think 3 minutes left, and then we scored the winning goal right after, next shift. So that was huge for us, and all 3 points was huge for us. And against Finland, I think that was I think our best game so far. Even if we lost in the shootout, but overall I think we played a really good game, and we had that important point. And after that we played Canada. It was our goalie played really well, and we make some mistakes that you can't do that against great team. And we lost the last game against Latvia, and that was our worst game, and I don't know what exactly happened that game, but we just wasn't ready to play, and Latvia deserved it.
Well, you were playing a team that was very motivated, right? In Latvia.
Exactly, but it's not an excuse. And you play the World Juniors, and you have to be motivated. Just the fact that you play here, you play in a nice building like this one, and I still don't understand what happened. But with all respect to Latvia, we should win that game. But if you watch the game, and we just didn't deserve it.
Yeah, well, you can redeem yourself tonight. This is the game that matters.
Exactly.
Right. Ondrej Pavelec, 398 games in the National Hockey League with the Atlanta Thrashers, Winnipeg Jets, and New York Rangers. Played in the Q in Cape Breton, but was an original draft choice of Atlanta in 2005. And I'll get to the NHL stories in a second. And we don't have them for a long time, by the way. Should tell the viewers that. I really appreciate you coming down on a game day. But you said before we went on the air, there are things you wish you knew when you were a player that you know now. That's what makes you young coaches. That's why you're a coach, so you can pass that along, right?
Yeah, well,
tell the viewers what you said.
Well,
you wish you paid attention a little more.
Yeah. I'm just the goalie coach, so and it's two different. I always saying it's two different sports, to be the player or the goalie.
Yeah.
And I really wish that I pay attention on the meetings, and even on the power plays, even on the penalty kills, even on 5-on-5, because now I learning a lot of stuff, and I have a great guys around me with the coaching stuff, and but like I said, I really wish that I pay attention more.
You bet every goalie is like that. You have to understand you didn't do anything wrong. Even at the NHL level, it's get in there and stop the puck.
Exactly.
That's your job.
That's all matters, right?
Right. So what are you learning now as a coach? And what are you passing along?
Yeah, well, I started this job in July, and then I've been with the team now probably like almost 2 months, and you learn a lot of things. How to handle, for example, like how you handle 3 goalies. Most of my career I play only with the 2 goalies were on the ice on the practice and on the tournaments, and so you learn that how you keep busy whole 3 goalies on the practice and before the practice and in the game on the game day. It's different job.
Is it fun?
It's fun, and it's pressure. It's you play for your national team, and even if you're coaching, not playing, but you still do the best, still want to do the best for the country, and that's what keep me motivated.
How did you get into it?
Yeah, well, I just got the goal. I just got the call from the federation, and even before the head coach, and then we decide. Then the federation decide who's going to be the coach, and we had the call, and you know,
here we are.
I was great. You know, it was great. It's a great opportunity for me, and we'll see how it goes.
Good for you. Well, now Cheshia's got even more fans here now because of that story. Now, Ryan, you can come on up and take that if you want. Go ahead. Ryan in New York, watch people taking photos here, by the way. We got a big deal here, Ondrej Pavelec. He wants to know if you have any stories from your time in Atlanta. What's memorable of your time with the Atlanta Thrashers?
Wow. That's a good question. You know, I enjoy my time in Atlanta, and you know, I was young. I was really young, and you know, it was a lot of pressure on me, and you know, I would say I don't have any crazy stories in Atlanta, but what I would say is just my goalie partner. I always had a great guy right beside me, and you know, it was Johan Hedberg, Chris Mason,
the Moose. Yeah.
You know, so it was a great guys, and they teach me a lot, and you know, that's what I remember, and that's what I always gonna remember.
From Patrolman Pete in Winnipeg says, "This is gold. It is gold." I'm enjoying it as much as you folks are. Oleg in Winnipeg wants to know, who was your favorite all-time teammate?
Again, I would say I'm gonna say goalies, but I got the one guy beside that. It was you know, Al Montoya, Chris Mason, and the big guy, Big Buff. Big Buff was it was a funny guy, and it was a great to be around him. And I have to say Buff.
Well, there's a school of thought, English term if you know what that means, that the Jets' fortunes went when Buff said no more. What do you think about that?
Well,
see that might be the case?
Well, I don't exactly know what do you mean.
When Buff said he don't want to play anymore.
Oh, this one. I wasn't there already. I wasn't there. But what I heard, he just didn't want to play. He played for fun. He liked to play hockey. But, you know, it was in my case as well. I didn't enjoy it anymore, and I stopped playing.
Well, but I think the point is the fans are saying the Jets haven't been good since Buff retired, and just sitting from the outside and watching, it looks that way. Was he that important to that dressing room and on the ice?
He was important. He was an important player. I don't know. You know what? I wasn't there, so it's hard to say, and I don't want to, you know, speculate about what was the reason or not. I think they had a pretty good run after Buff, I think, and you know, they played the third round. They lost Vegas, I think, that year, and it's hard to say, but of course he was a big player and great guy in dressing room.
John in Winnipeg says, Pav, can you please tell us something about head coach Paul Maurice that might surprise Jets fans? Got any funny stories about your coach?
No.
He doesn't seem like a funny guy. Nice guy, but
he's funny. He's funny guy. He's funny guy in dressing room, and what I respect Paul, and I think he's a great coach, and you know what I remember, it was first time he stepped in the dressing room, and tall guy with, you know, had a speech. It was a short speech, and you know, there was a time I said it to my, I don't know who was another goalie. I think it was Al Montoya, I think, and I told him, I said, wow, I think that's gonna work. I think that this is gonna work. After 5-minute speech, I said that, and I think it works for Winnipeg.
Well, I think it works too. Talk about, well, you played in Atlanta, where nobody really knew hockey, and you go to Winnipeg, where everybody knows hockey or thinks they know hockey. How difficult?
Everybody know hockey. Everybody know.
Yeah.
And we had that 1 million coaches there, and I know what you want me to ask.
Is that tough?
It was tough. It was tough, but you know, first 2 years it was excitement. Even if we lose, they were still happy. They were happy that they had the team back, you know, after a while, and we really enjoyed. But you know, after that, it was kind of the third year. You know, they want to win. So, you know, but that's Canada. That's hockey. You know, you can be happy if you lose the game, and you know, but it gets harder and harder every year. But that's hockey. That's the pressure, and especially in Canada. They want to win. They want to win. They pay big money to go to watching you, and they deserve. My time when I was there, they deserve a little bit better from us.
Mm-hmm. Well, they do deserve the best in Winnipeg. Whether they're getting it or not remains to be seen. Now, you finished your career with the New York Rangers in 27-18. How did it be that you went from Winnipeg to New York? Take me back to that. How'd that come to be?
Well, I wanted to retire after the Winnipeg, and all of a sudden I got the call from the New York, and I was waiting for free agency, and we make a deal, and I really enjoyed that year in New York, and it was a big change for me from Winnipeg to New York City. That was big difference, and it was completely new situation for me. I was a backup after, behind Hendrik and the king and the king of the city, and that me right now as a goalie coach, I'm really happy that I spent the year with the Hendrik.
Why?
He was one of the best. He was one of the best goalie, and not only on the ice, but how he prepared for the game, how he handled different situations, how he handled, situation after the bad goal, how he handled the next day, how he handled the good game, because that's important as well. And he was great. He was great to me, and I always remember that.
Are you realizing now, folks, that everything happens for a reason in life? Do you know that, Pav? Everything happens for a reason. You know that. He 100%. Said how happy he was to go to New York and how that's helped his coaching career. Just a couple technical goalie questions before I let you go, because I'm in the goalie union. Is there one goalie under 6 feet tall in this tournament? Is there even one?
Oh, I would say yes. I would say the Swiss goalie, I think.
So we'll get a look at him today against Canada. But your guys are good size.
They're good size.
Yeah.
Good skaters. That. But look at the NHL now. I think the smallest goalie getting in.
Good.
I would say that. And look at the UC Saros from Nashville. That he's absolutely unbelievable, I think, and for his size. And you never know. You never know. Just
I've often said it should just stop the puck. It doesn't matter how you do it. But they've wanted to go to skyscrapers. You're 6'3", I'm 6'3". There's 6'6", 6'7" goalies in the NHL. Why do you think the NHL went that way, and why do you think it's coming back a little bit?
That's a really tough question, and I don't know. It's the game changing, right? The game changing a little bit. The system's changing a little bit. It's not that tough anymore. You have to protect your own crease, right? As a goalie. But not anymore. The referee look at it. They protect the goalies, so the goalies doesn't need to be that big. And of course, they are really good skaters right now in the net. And it used to be, the worst skater when
as a kid,
the goalie. Yeah. As a kid, you wasn't good skater. You went straight to the net. But the time changed, and they are really good skaters. And so if you're a good skater, it's allowed you to be quicker, faster, and everything, and you don't have to be tall.
Yeah, you should be the best skater on the team. And if you're not, work to be the best skater on your team, you can still be a goalie. The reason I ask about the height thing is I see so many kids that are under 6 feet but are great goalies, and I look and say you don't even have a chance, and it's not even your fault. So I'm glad to see that that's changing a little bit.
Yeah, it's changing a little bit, and we'll see how it goes.
I know you got to go. Thanks for this. Good luck, man. We'll be cheering for you.
Thanks, appreciate it.
Ondrej Pavelec of Team Cheshire. We're going to go to a break a little early, okay? So we'll be right back to our note of our producers in Toronto at Game Plus. We'll be right back to the World Juniors. You're good. You're good.
Thank you.
We are from the World Junior Championships, the first of quarterfinal Wednesday, 4 games today. We'll be right back on Game Plus Television, YouTube Live, and 24-hour sports radio streaming now at rodpeterson.com.
Have you subscribed to The Rod Peterson Show YouTube channel yet? Head to youtube.com/The Rod Peterson Show now.
Nestled in the scenic Qu'Appelle Valley, just 20 minutes northwest of Regina, is one of the finest golf courses in all of Saskatchewan, the Deer Valley Golf Club. The clubhouse has a full-service restaurant, and customers can enjoy a casual dining experience with spectacular views of the golf course and valley. A fully stocked golf shop staffed by PGA of Canada professionals is equipped to meet all of your golf apparel and equipment needs. Book your tee time, family event, or corporate tournament today at the Deer Valley Golf Club. Call 306-731-1445.
Easy snacking all around. Something everyone can love.
The Venue at River Cree, bringing you the best in live entertainment. One of the world's most gifted and accomplished ventriloquists, Terry Fader brings his repertoire of comedy, music, and unique impersonations to the Venue at River Cree this September for one night only. Get your tickets now at rivercreeresort.com.
A legend throws 713 yards in a single pro football game.
A legend wins 3 Grey Cup MVP awards.
Allen looking deep. A legend scores 1,209 points in 1,127 NHL games. Play among legends at betregal.net.
I gotta hit the beat. I gotta hit the beat. Gotta hit the
Download Dark Horse Bets today.
I gotta hit the beat.
The summer of hockey in Alberta continues, and the future of Team Canada is bright. The 2022 World Juniors return to Edmonton August 9th to 20th. Single game tickets available from $40. Buy now at hockeycanada.ca.
Universal Collision Center is Saskatchewan's premier auto body shop. Our extensive process ensures that every vehicle that comes through our state-of-the-art facilities is returned pre-accident condition, and that every UCC customer experience is an easy one. We're certified to repair all makes, all models, and all luxury brands, and Universal Auto Spa offers full-service detailing packages to suit you and your vehicle. Plus, we're the official body shop of your Saskatchewan Rough Riders. Universal Collision Center, 3910 Rochdale Boulevard and 2355 First Avenue in Regina. And that's a wrap on summer, everyone. Things are about to get back to busy. Work, school, errands, they're all coming back. That's why we make buying easy at Capital Ford Lincoln. We have a great selection of brand new F-150s in stock. Drive it off the lot today. Reserve an incoming unit or pre-order the perfect vehicle for you. And make some cold hard cash by selling us your used vehicle. We pay big and you can skip the hassle of selling privately. Plus, our service department is always here to help with any make or model. Capital Ford Lincoln, making back to busy easy.
Hey Rod Squad, now you can join the team with your very own RP Show gear. Head to rodpetersonshop.com and get yours today while supplies last. It's just like we wear on the show, official RP Show gear at rodpetersonshop.com.
All right, we're back at Rogers Place in Edmonton on quarterfinal Wednesday. Just ahead of Lee Genier joining us here at our broadcast location on level 4, feeder box area. It's win or go home as the quarterfinals begin of the World Hockey Championship in Edmonton today. The big game we're all watching, Canada at 4-0, sits atop the standings after going unbeaten. They will face 1-3 Switzerland today, 7 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Mountain, which is Alberta time. And the other quarterfinals, Finland's taking on Germany. They're on the ice right now, followed by Sweden against Latvia. Later on tonight, it's the Americans taking on the Czechs. The struggling Toronto Blue Jays finish off a 3-game home series with the Baltimore Orioles today. Day game at Rogers Center. The Jays, who have lost 3 in a row and 8 of their past 10 games, send righty Ross Stripling to the mound against Baltimore's Austin Voth. Stripling hasn't pitched since July 30th because of a sore right hip. Fans, bring the thrill of the racetrack to your fingertips with Woodbine's Dark Horse Bets app. Its AI-powered insights and strategies help you make smarter bets straight out of the gate. Feel the excitement of live stream horse races wherever you go. Download the app for free at playdarkhorse.com. Available for Android and Apple devices. Lee Genier, we're all going to be watching the Queen's Plate, by the way, on Sunday afternoon at Woodbine. You got your bets in yet?
I do. Working on it.
Dark Horse, they wait, and you got to wait until just before game race time. Game time.
I got my I'm working on my picks. So.
You're working on your picks. You're doing your studying.
Yes.
Well, the great thing about Dark Horse is, as I just said, with their artificial intelligence, is that what AI stands for?
Yeah.
Powered insights. They tell you who is your best bet, and it's all through algorithms and race results and Yeah, download it and have some fun on Sunday with the Queen's Plate. Well, what a day for sports.
Yeah, like this huge day for sports here. I mean, a great lineup of guests on the RP show today. Huge. Our numbers are huge today by our viewership, and just an amazing day with 4 quarterfinal games going on here today at Rogers. So what a day. What a day.
You know, it's interesting. Listen, I'm going to turn it over to the viewers here right now. Any comments that you have regarding CFL, World Juniors, NHL, Blue Jays, if you will, and your disappointment with them. I should mention the poll results. If we want to sashay over to the CFL topic regarding that, the poll question today for Capital Automall Universal Collision Center is, which is Canada's game of the week in the Canadian Football League? Running away with it with close to 80% of the vote is the Saskatchewan Roughriders, home to the BC Lions on Friday night. But I don't know why do you think the attendance... And don't go by today's game. If you're watching TSN and seeing the crowd here, there isn't a crowd. There isn't. But it's Germany versus Finland. Like, literally, who cares? Their families didn't even want to cross the pond to come watch this, let alone anybody in Edmonton. But the Canada games, while it's getting better, it's not even half full. And it's forced... I don't know if it forced Hockey Canada to make a statement or not, but they felt the impetus to make a statement on Tuesday regarding the poor attendance. Would you have done that? You've been in this business a long time.
Yeah, I mean, you always, if you want to bring light to that situation, I mean, I think you always try to take a positive spin, or, just saying, hey, listen, there's tickets available. There's a lot of factors, as we know, surrounding the tournament here. I mean, really, we've spent some time, and, we were in the JW Marriott. It was like a ghost town in there. So I'm just saying, it's 30 degrees out. I think people are, they're just not in hockey mode right now. The Oilers went really deep in the playoffs, and, I think people spent a lot of money on playoffs in hockey. So, this is a little a takeaway from their regular schedule. So, coming to sit in the rink is probably not top priority.
Well, Rich Robertson in the chat says, it's been a great summer, and ticket prices are atrocious, which we'll get to. The viewers really enjoyed the interview with Ondrej Pavelec, as did I. 6'3", 212. He's got about the exact same dimensions as I do. They're just put in a little different places. But we talked about the tall goalie discussion, and Patrolman Pete in Winnipeg says former Winnipeg Ice goalie Gage Alexander was 6'6" as a teenager, which blew me away. Jeff, the Stamps fan, brings up, where is it here? Darren Pang, Andy Moog. Well, Panger's like 5'6". That's, in any era, that's unheard of, that he would make it to the National Hockey League, which tells you how good he is. But I was just glad to hear from Pavelec that skyscraper mentality in the NHL is kind of going away, and it is about just stopping the puck. But what about ticket prices? I never got to a question from a viewer on the air with you, and I said I was going to. They asked about Ticketmaster. I think it was Ted and Red Deer. Said, why have teams all gone to Ticketmaster? And you would know that.
Yeah, I mean, it's universal, right? It's around the world or North America. So, I mean, it is a platform that, a league like Hockey Canada's in that are going to use. There are other ticketing systems, but Ticketmaster, like I say, I'm not going to say it's a monopoly. And so they're either friend or foe, because they do, there are a bunch of ticket fees in there. And generally the teams or organizations also take a part of that. And I don't think fans understand that as well. So when there's a $6 surcharge on there, generally the team is taking half of that as well. So it is what it is, because you're not getting away from it on any platform.
Well, I like dealing with Ticketmaster because I'm traveling all over North America, and I've got one app, and I can buy the tickets through that one app. That's clearly why they went to it, to make it easier.
Yeah, I mean, other than that, you would have to search it out, is for the most part, to go to Ticketmaster to buy tickets for any event.
That's why I have the app, and it works. I understand that the viewers are running with the heights of goaltenders in history, and I appreciate the discussion, but I'm not going to necessarily go down that road today, nor with our guests, but we certainly started something with Ondrej Pavelec. But on the topic of ticket prices, and for those that don't know, I know that I need to reintroduce Lee just about every time that he comes on. Just because you're new to the outfit, but he was the VP of Sales and Marketing for the Stampeders for 19 years, Calgary Stampeders, 1 year with the Flames, moved the Saskatchewan Rush from Edmonton to Saskatchewan, won championships there. He was the NLL Executive of the Year and also helped launch the Canadian Elite Basketball League and the Canadian Premier League. So the man knows his way around the front office.
And some bobsleigh in there for 5
And Olympic
years.
bobsled, right. I'm sorry, I always forget that. The reason I bring that up is ticket prices is the number one topic. It comes up every day on this show from our viewers, and it must be a number one topic within your offices as a sports team as to what we're going to charge and ticket sales, and that's how you do business, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's generally your number one revenue stream is your ticket sales, is any gate-driven league. So, yeah, like, I mean, that's, the lowest price ticket here is a $40 ticket, which, for the World Juniors, you may... that's middle of the pack, but I think that's not overly expensive. But all teams, like I say, they kind of look at, what their attendance will be and what they need to break even from their ticketing, their sponsorship, their merchandise, and any rights fees that may follow along with that as well. So, but the biggest piece of that pie is always going to be your ticket sales.
Well, it'd be very difficult for Hockey Canada or any team, for instance, to just say, hey, we're not selling tickets, so let's just hand them all out to the local minor hockey teams or whatever. You can't do that.
No, you can't. Just, you have to have value to your tickets. I mean, it's an amazing product. We're seeing, when we look at Team Canada and some of these players that are going to be in the NHL next year or a year after, I mean, you are seeing the best of the best here. And that's why there is such great value for those tickets as well.
As I said, we would turn the discussion over to the viewers, whatever you would like to talk about. And on the text line, the 902 line, as you see, 902-518-3033 is the number to reach us here every day. Grant in Kelowna, BC, writes in and says, good morning, Rod and Lee. Saskatchewan needs to run the ball, control the clock, and keep Nathan Rourke off the field Sunday night in order to win. I'm just going to be the conduit of comments. I'm not going to agree or disagree. I don't know if you heard because it's loud in here with Ondrej Pavelec. Last segment, he goes, playing in Winnipeg, there's 1 million coaches with the Jets. Playing with the Saskatchewan Roughriders, there is at least 1 million coaches and coordinators and armchair quarterbacks and general managers. Do you think Jason Maas doesn't know what he's doing?
Oh, no, he definitely knows what he's doing. I think when you come to the offense, I mean, again, it's players finishing their assignments. Like I say, Cody Fajardo looked a little shaky last game. I think he made a comment about his confidence. And he's really going to have to step it up. Like, I'm not sure what's going on with him, but he wasn't the...
You remember, what if he's playing hurt?
He could very well be, and we don't know that. To the extent of injuries that he might be, because he's not certainly the Fajardo that we saw last year, the last couple of years. So I think that's probably something that would have to be considered for sure.
Well, yes. Keeping Nathan Rourke on the sidelines would be a good way to go about things, but as every team in the CFL, not named Winnipeg, has found out this year, easier said than done. And that's what's tough about the West Division and the CFL, if we want to go down the road of the CFL. That West Division, who was it that said, somebody tell me, I think it was Bud Grant, said the CFL West Division is the toughest division in all of pro football because almost every team is good.
Well, they are. Like, you look at it, there is going to most likely going to be a crossover this year. But it is, you got 4 out of the 5 teams with winning records. And I think on any given night, and either of those teams can beat anyone. So it's going to be a horse race to the finish.
Yeah, well, you would think that West Final would come down to a Winnipeg, BC. They're the 2 best teams.
Yeah, I mean, it's, Calgary's got a great team. BC's got a great team. Winnipeg's got a phenomenal team. So Saskatchewan's going to make a play, like I say, to come into the 3rd spot. They're tied with Calgary. Be it Calgary does have a game in hand right now. So anything can happen over these next 9 games. So.
Brady from the Bridge City writing in. He says, hello, Rod. Connor Bedard will have 2 points today. He says, I see Canada, USA, Finland, and Sweden winning today, which I think is all the ones that we picked right off the hop. He said Drew Lock is out with COVID for the Seahawks, so it seems like as of now, Geno Smith will be the Game 1 starter. Seahawks will have a great selection in next year's draft. I'm predicting top 3. One thing I appreciate about Brady, there's a lot of things. He does provide a lot of food for talk and consideration. We read right off the top of the show that Drew Lock is out with COVID. You're seeing that people are getting the NFL appetite here right now. And he talks about the Seahawks tanking, not necessarily on purpose, but for a top 3 pick. And I wonder why the NFL, you tell me because you're more of a football guy than me, the NHL has a lottery for the number 1 pick. The NBA has a lottery for the number 1 pick. Why does the NFL not have a lottery when you can straight out tank it if you want to get the number 1 overall pick, like Jacksonville might have done to get Trevor Lawrence?
Yeah, I mean, that's just part of their DNA, and they've never adopted a lottery system. So, that may be something in the future they go to, I mean, when you look at, the betting, just the amount of betting that goes on in the U.S. and the fantasy league there, that you're talking about a massive amount of money. So, that's going to drive a lot of thoughts going forward.
Why it doesn't even come up? The NFL doesn't have a lottery, and I really feel like they should. Just to prevent tanking, which is terrible for the league.
Let's get Roger Goodell in here and ask him.
I think he's got enough things to worry about. Well, see, and Ryan McCarthy says the Seahawks can tank now that they don't owe the New York Jets a first-round pick. BW in Edmonton says, could they not relaunch the CFL network from the 1990s but make it exclusively for social media? Dude, the CFL doesn't even have an app. Like, I don't think the CFL knows what it doesn't know. And I kind of wonder how many guys running in that office even were around in the 80s to remember the Canadian Football Network. Do you remember the Canadian Football Network?
Yeah, of course.
Of course you do. Why don't they ask them? We got a break here right now. Andrew Stout says, hey, Rod, so fans did not like Chris Jones, but he put his team in a position twice to go to the big game. The team needed to make a play, and they didn't. The coach cannot do everything. You're right, Andrew, but it is a results-based business. How many times have we had to say that? And he didn't get into the Grey Cup. We're talking about the Saskatchewan Roughriders. Had he, they'd like him. And Jones knows that. He knows that.
Yeah.
Now, why they don't like him here in Edmonton, I don't necessarily understand, because he did win them a championship here. But that's a them problem. We'll see you back here for overtime, okay?
Yeah, I look forward to it.
Sammy Cosentino joins us next from Hogtown. Sammy, put on your Blue Jays cap, too, because I want to talk to you about the Bluebirds as well as the World Jays. We'll be right back to Rogers Place after this timeout. You're watching on the Game Plus Television Network. We're also live streaming on YouTube and 24-hour sports radio streaming now at rodpeterson.com.
Have you subscribed to the Rod Peterson Show YouTube channel yet? Head to youtube.com/The Rod Peterson Show now.
Is it time to take your event online? Bring it to IKS Live. We've got a fully customized virtual event platform with remote guest support for your next fundraiser, talk show, conference, performance, and more. IKS Live offers live streaming to Facebook Live and YouTube and pre-recorded capabilities, both in our studio with green screen available and on location with pre-production and post-production services. Visit us at ikslive.ca.
Does this look familiar? Your fans deserve an incredible arena experience. It's time for an upgrade. Stunning graphics. Revenue opportunities are just the beginning with our in-venue display systems and scoring technology. Let us help you find the best solution for your facility. DDG. Always delivering the best fan experience. Find us at ddgregina.com.
And that's a wrap on summer, everyone. Things are about to get back to busy. Work, school, errands, they're all coming back. That's why we make buying easy at Capital GMC. Reserve your brand new truck or SUV today. Check out our great selection of in-stock GM certified pre-owned trucks and make some cold hard cash by selling us your used vehicle. We pay big and you can skip the hassle of selling privately. Plus, our service department is always here to help with any maker model. Capital GMC, making back to busy easy.
The summer of hockey in Alberta continues, and the future of Team Canada is bright. The 2022 World Juniors return to Edmonton August 9th to 20th. Single game tickets available from $40. Buy now at hockeycanada.ca.
Universal Collision Center is Saskatchewan's premier auto body shop. Our extensive process ensures that every vehicle that comes through our state-of-the-art facilities is returned pre-accident condition, and that every UCC customer experience is an easy one. We're certified to repair all makes, all models, and all luxury brands, and Universal Auto Spa offers full-service detailing packages to suit you and your vehicle. Plus, we're the official body shop of your Saskatchewan Rough Riders. Universal Collision Center, 3910 Rochdale Boulevard and 2355 First Avenue in Regina. And that's a wrap on summer, everyone. Things are about to get back to busy. Work, school, errands, they're all coming back. That's why we make buying easy at Capital Ford Lincoln. We have a great selection of brand new F-150s in stock. Drive it off the lot today. Reserve an incoming unit or pre-order the perfect vehicle for you. And make some cold hard cash by selling us your used vehicle. We pay big and you can skip the hassle of selling privately. Plus, our service department is always here to help with any maker model. Capital Ford Lincoln, making back to busy easy.
Mornings just got better at River Cree. For a limited time, enjoy a summer sunrise breakfast for just $1.99. Choose from 2 eggs any style, a breakfast sandwich, or pancakes. Finally, a delicious reason to wake up early. $1.99 breakfast daily at Tap 25 at the River Cree.
Hey Rod Squad, now you can join the team with your very own RP Show gear. Head to rodpetersonshop.com and get yours today while supplies last. It's just like we wear on the show, official RP Show gear at rodpetersonshop.com.
The nicest hockey arena on the planet. You're looking live at Rogers Place in Edmonton on quarterfinal Wednesday. We're through 2 periods of the first quarterfinal, and it is Team Finland leading Team Germany 3-2. Our guy, Mike Lee, said this will be the closest game of the day, and it has been. And joining us to talk about it from Rogers Sportsnet, CHL, NHL analyst, prospect analyst, Sammy Cosentino. Sammy, I appreciate you. Always good seeing you, buddy. Always great chatting hockey with you. And we got a lot to go over here. Your thoughts on the tournament, the round robin, and moving into the quarters? Has it gone the way you thought it would?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, if I look at what's happening here in the quarters, the game that probably has the most intrigue for me is the U.S.-Czech game. I think the Czechs got a little bit more to give. I think the U.S. has been really stingy defensively. And I think when those two things clash, something interesting may happen. Other than that, though, I think, the favorites, as we're seeing them, even with this 3-2 game, the Finns, the Swedes, and the Canadians, I would expect all to move forward. And it's really been kind of interesting. I mean, the cloud of the scandal hangs over this thing. It's in summer when people have planned to do other things. It just doesn't have that same feel as what you get in the winter. So I know a lot of people are down on the program right now. Some have reason to be. There's no question about it. But by the same token, if we're looking at this as what it's going to look like moving forward, I'd say the real litmus test would come in Halifax, Roddy.
Yeah, for sure. And as far as the attendance goes, I wonder what anybody expected moving this to summer when they announced it first week of January, or I guess it was between Christmas and New Year's. And they said they were going to play in August. They announced that later in the spring. You knew that it wasn't going to be packing the barn. My God, Sammy, it's 30 degrees here, and I can't be in Edmonton at a World Juniors without thinking of you. I don't care if it's minus 40, plus 40. This is our town, buddy. But hey, Connor Bedard, your thoughts on his play so far?
Really amazing. I think the thing that sticks out to me is I'm just noticing a little bit more power in the stride, a little more first step quickness, which I think is an important element for a guy like that. But he's starting to look a little bit like Nathan McKinnon in terms of just how he jumps when he gets the puck. His ability to shoot the puck hasn't changed. It's continued to improve. That's world class. That's I think he'd be noted for that if he were to play in the National Hockey League right now. That's how good it is. So you're looking at a guy who just continues to make big strides, 51 goals last year. And what's really interesting about this player, Roddy, is there's been so much adversity he's had to face, and he's kind of fought through all of it. Whether it's playing in a bubble in Regina, whether it's not being able to get the regular, WHL schedule even last year when they weren't playing against the West. The fact that, he had to go to the under-18s in Texas and performed extremely well there. This guy's really fought through a lot here in his draft -2 and his draft -1 years, and it's kind of cool to see that things look somewhat close to normal here in his draft -1 year. And I can't help but think, having gone out to the Olympia for a couple of days, that if you were part of that team, what kind of damage Canada would have done. I mean, I guess you can't get any more gold than gold, but what an amazing, amazing player. Really, and I guess the other thing, Roddy, that I probably didn't mention, I mean, you talk about John Paddock being out for a while. You talk about the coaching change from Dave Struch, and then you go from Paddock to Struch to Brad Haroff, and he's just transitioned through all of this. So I don't think he's probably getting enough credit for all the adversity he's had to face through his young career so far, and yet he's handled it absolutely perfectly and continues to do what he does best, and that's play top-level hockey.
I wish you and I could go for a coffee and talk about this more, because the talk amongst the hockey people here, Sammy, is that the Pats have to trade Bedard. They have to. And we'll see how that goes over in the Queen City as they try to sell season tickets this offseason. And Kamloops hosting the Memorial Cup, as you know. To the rest of the World Juniors, are you thinking a USA-Canada final, or what? Who do you think are the two best teams here that'll be left standing at the end?
Yeah, I think so. I thought going in, the Swedes would have a little bit more to give, to be honest with you. They haven't really overwhelmed me with any particular part of the game, and they probably should have. The Finns are always going to give you a good run here, and once they get into the semifinals, which I'm pretty certain is going to happen here through the next 20 minutes, can always give you a good game, but their goaltending's been a little bit underwhelming. But the way I look at it is, through 4 preliminary round games, the U.S. gave up 4 goals. Caden Mberko's been brilliant. He was at his best against the Swedes, stopping 28-30 there to get them through as the first place finisher in the pool. So I really like what they have. They have goal scoring. They've got skill. They've got some D. They really have it going on right now. And I thought Caden Mberko, the goaltender, Colorado college guy, under 6 foot guy, undrafted guy, comes in as the underdog, and really maybe the surprise of the tournament so far. And we'll see what he has to give here against the Czechs and moving forward for the U.S.
Oh, boy, speaking of, Rich Robertson says, Sammy, does Borgo have a chance of cracking the Oiler lineup this season, or does he need a couple of years in the A?
I would say probably a couple of years. I love his path. I love what he does. Awesome player. Really shoots the puck extremely well. We talk a lot about Connor Bedard, but Xavier Borgo is one of those guys who can really shoot the puck well. But if I look at Ken Holland, seems to me that he's kind of settled into what his manager's style is going to be here. And if you go back to what he did in Detroit, they pretty much overcooked everybody. And so I think Borgo is going to be no different than that. I don't know if they require his help right away. I don't know if he comes up and plays, if he can be an effective guy in a bottom 6 role, which is where he'd have to play if we were to play with the Oilers this season. So I think the opportunity to give him some reps in the American Hockey League is going to be super, super important for him. But I love the trajectory he's on. I love how his game has grown, since watching him at 16 years old with Shawinigan through to the Memorial Cup this year. Have a lot of really good things to say about the player, but obviously his calling card is a shot. But I do believe that some time in the American Hockey League will serve him well and serve the Oilers well.
All kinds of questions coming in regarding the prospects, but I got to switch to baseball in the time we have left. Sammy is originally the voice of the Montreal Expos on The Score, as we all know Sam and talk about fondly. These Blue Jays, man, they can't fire another manager. They're leading the American League in errors. What's your take on the Bluebirds here as they get into down the stretch?
As poorly as they've played here, especially over this 10-game stretch, they're still in a position, in a wild card position. And to be honest with you, I kind of like that, because this team hasn't played to its potential. I think there's a lot more left in the tank here. And if you can endure a bad stretch at this time of year where the playoffs are right around the corner, I think it bodes well for you. So I know people are panicking right now. You look at the losing 8 out of 10, you think that's the end of the world. for me, I kind of look at it the flip side. Better for this to have happened now than a month from now, and then you're playing yourself out of a playoff position. So situation for the Blue Jays is got to get back, getting Springer back and healthy. I don't know if he's going to be, healthy enough through here the rest of the year, but he changes the dynamic of the lineup so much, and he changes what you're able to do, especially late in games when you're trying to match up or you need that important player to come off the bench for you. I just hope George is healthy enough to do what he does best, and that's be a real catalyst in the leadoff spot, be excellent in center field when he gets the opportunity to play out there, and really be a spark plug for this club, as he was signed for such a long time to do. So a lot of different things, Roddy, have happened. Bichette hasn't had quite the year. Vladdy's had a good year. The average is pretty good. The hit streak looked pretty good. But the power maybe not exactly where we'd expect it to be. Still looking for some swing and miss out of the bullpen. Still trying to figure out what you're going to do with your 3 and 4, your 4 and 5 starters. But overall, to endure this stretch and still be in a wild card spot, I think is pretty impressive. And I think that actually bodes well for Toronto.
But they are a tremendous team, Sammy. Like 6 all-stars. Yeah. If for whatever reason the bottom fell out, that would be massively disappointing for the Blue Jays and their fans. Expectations are high, but they should be. Don't you agree?
Yeah, no question about it. And listen, management is going to have to be held to account here at some point. I mean, they've spent some time building things up. You kind of get into the cheapy playoffs there with the shortened season and playing in 3 different homes, but it still worked out to get into the playoffs because they were expanded. So good for you. But I don't think there's any more hall passes left for this management group. They've done what they've had to do. They've gone out and spent money when they've had to. They've been active on the trades and acquisitions. So this is kind of the team that they're going to have to take moving forward. And if it doesn't work out, if a playoff spot is not available to Toronto, then I think management will be held to account. They've kind of fired their one bullet here with the managerial change.
Yeah, absolutely. Fun to watch. Hey, they're taking to the ice for the 3rd. We'll let you watch it, Sammy. Thanks for the visit as always, my man. Enjoy the hockey.
Okay, Roddy. Hey, listen, don't tear up Edmonton without me, bud.
Not a chance. Sportsnet CHL and NHL analyst and prospects analyst Sam Cosentino joining us from Toronto. We'll be back with Overtime right after this. You're watching on Game Plus Television. Available all across Ontario on Cogeco and Rogers Cable, East Link in Quebec and Videotron. You're also live streaming on YouTube and 24-hour sports radio streaming now at rodpeterson.com.
Have you subscribed to the Rod Peterson Show YouTube channel yet? Head to youtube.com/The Rod Peterson Show now.
Some of the challenges we face with the CT technology that we have today is some of the deficiencies in around integration with some of our other systems. The addition of 2 new 4D simulators within the programming of the Saskatchewan Cancer Agency is going to have significant impact on the care we provide to the people of Saskatchewan.
Easy snacking all around. Something everyone can love.
And that's a wrap on summer, everyone. Things are about to get back to busy. Work, school, errands, they're all coming back. That's why we make buying easy at Capital GMC. Reserve your brand new truck or SUV today. Check out our great selection of in-stock GM certified pre-owned trucks. And make some cold hard cash by selling us your used vehicle. We pay big and you can skip the hassle of selling privately. Plus, our service department is always here to help with any make or model. Capital GMC, making back to busy easy.
Nestled in the scenic Qu'Appelle Valley, just 20 minutes northwest of Regina, is one of the finest golf courses in all of Saskatchewan, the Deer Valley Golf Club. The clubhouse has a full-service restaurant, and customers can enjoy a casual dining experience with spectacular views of the golf course and valley. A fully stocked golf shop, staffed by PGA of Canada professionals, is equipped to meet all of your golf apparel and equipment needs. Book your tee time, family event, or corporate tournament today at the Deer Valley Golf Club. Call 306-731-1445.
Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Experts in all residential and commercial plumbing services and proudly serving Regina and area since 1978. Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. We'll treat you right.
People donate blood for moments like this.
But there are lots of reasons why Canada's Lifeline needs donors every day.
Like the fact that someone with leukemia can need up to 8 units of blood a week.
Or that donated blood lasts no longer than 42 days.
Or to help new moms and babies, like Henry.
There's lots of reasons to donate blood. That's why we need donors every day.
The need for blood is constant. Join Toyota and our Toyota dealers in supporting Canada's Lifeline.
I gotta hit the beat. I gotta hit the beat. Gotta hit the
Download Dark Horse Bets today.
I gotta hit the beat.
Business owners and marketers. Okay, we know you think we're pretty cool. That's why we want you to share in the coolness factor. Partner with The Rod Pedersen Show and market your business every weekday to sports lovers just like yourself. Take advantage of our many cost-effective commercial and promotional opportunities. Tell the world about your business. Yes, the world. Thanks to Game Plus TV and the Rod Pedersen Digital Network. Contact us today and find out how you can be a part of Canada's fastest-growing sports talk show, The Rod Pedersen Show.
All right, we're back for overtime. It's proudly brought to you by the Four Seasons Sports Palace, your home for the UFC and the World Junior Hockey Championship. It is 4 games, 3 hours, 12 hours of hockey on the go here at the World Jays at Rogers Place in Edmonton. It's right on the other side of this wall. Lee Genier joins me for overtime. Are we going to take this thing down right after the show and sit here and watch hockey or what?
Yeah, absolutely. Why wouldn't we? We have the best seats in the house.
Why wouldn't we? Exactly. Do you feel like this barn will be full, or to what percentage do you think it'll be full by the weekend, assuming Canada continues on this run and makes it to the gold medal game?
Yeah, I'm going to guess that there's probably going to be 8,000, 8,500 in here for the Canada game tonight. And then, on predicated they win, it will be full for a gold medal game on Saturday as well.
My brother asked me on Monday what was the attendance for the Canada-Finland game, and I had to guess. I don't know the barn that well yet. I haven't seen that many games here. Plus, the entire upper ring is curtained off, and I don't know if that comes across on television or not. I don't know if people notice. So I can't. You're sitting there going, okay, if 50% is above is the upper deck, and we're less than 50% full. You know what I mean? You're trying to do the math. Yeah. But I would love to see them pull the curtain back here for the semifinals and the gold medal final, assuming Canada will be in it. Monty in Saskatoon watching says, I love overtime, Rod and Lee. Go, Canada, go. The thing that's blown Lee away the most, and I enjoy all the time that we spent together. I always enjoy our time together, but this week's been especially fun. When Jason Greger came in here the other day from TSN Radio and just casually dropped that Victor Cui is worth $400 million, the president of the Edmonton Elks. You're just like, you've brought it up like 10 times since. You're like, what?
Yeah,
like nobody knew this.
I'm trying to connect the dots. Is somebody that's worth that kind of money is chasing a CFL president's job. So I was just astonished, right? Because I think we talk about, I think you either have the opportunity to be the hero or the donkey in that situation. And, right now with the S being 2-7, they're really fighting an uphill battle. So it has an opportunity to take your brand down. I think Victor's doing a great job, but in the same respect, it is, there is a lot of wood to chop there. So, that's going to be a reflection on your career. But again, a guy that's worth $400 million.
Does he care?
Yeah, right. What's the end game, I'm guessing.
But guys like you and guys like Victor love a challenge, and I would throw myself in that realm too. My God, what's a bigger challenge than getting this show off the ground and you joining us? Victor's taken that team from you launched a couple of leagues.
Oh yeah,
you chopped a lot of wood there. I would assume for Victor, it's the challenge that he loves, and it is his hometown.
Yeah, right? Yeah. I'm gonna, and hopefully, we have him in studio later this week. We might ask him that question. So.
Well, I was out in beautiful Chestermere Lake Alberta, a couple of weeks ago. Not visiting Bo Levi Mitchell, believe it or not, where he lives. And apparently we don't have time to get Bo on today. Apologies to Bo, but I don't think we're going to have time to get him on. No. But I saw, those waste disposal containers that you put out in the street?
Yeah.
It had Quee disposal on it, on the street. And I'm like, is he into this too? Is this his family? And I asked Gregor, and he goes, no. Victor made all his money from the MMA Fight Club in Singapore, right?
Yeah.
So, but furthermore, you weren't at the Riders and Elks the other night. I was. Victor really shook the earth when he said all kids age 12 and under will get in free for Elks games for the rest of the year. Now, it was a Saturday night at 8 kickoff. There weren't that many kids there. I don't know if it was past their bedtime or because it's summer. Who cares? It's Saturday night. But that didn't exactly seem to take off, Lee.
Yeah. When there's always generally connected to something like the parents have to buy tickets as well. But, you were there, you saw the crowd. I think they announced 25. I would guess that they maybe had 14, 15 in the building, actuals.
At the absolute most.
Yeah. So, they're trying everything. I know Victor came out with his singles night.
How'd that go over?
I don't think that went over real well. I mean, ubiquitously, you just come to a game, meet people anyway. But that's what I think of.
He's trying stuff.
But he is trying. I think he's trying everything, and kudos on him for that. And
it's like Lonnie Gleiberman.
Yeah. So, are they going to have a wet T-shirt contest before the game?
Mardi Gras.
No.
Mardi Gras. Dougal Cameron watching in Calgary regarding goalies and their height. Last minute of play on the RP show. Last minute of play. Dougal Cameron says Mike Vernon was pretty good in his day. He was about 5'8". He got a ring. Right. Well, here's the thing. Everybody says the game's changed. The puck hasn't, and the net dimensions haven't. So why do the goalie dimensions have to change? From Wilf Gerhardt, he says there's too much hockey in Edmonton. It has fans staying home. Remember, the Oil Kings went deep as well. Television is priced right to watch games. That's the thing. People are staying home, and I'm glad it's not my job to have to sell tickets. I'm actually happy to be on television. That's the perfect spot for us.
Yeah. I mean, sitting in front of your 75-inch high-def TV, they're not a better place to watch any games. So,
and that's what we're going to be doing.
Or watching us.
Well, watching us, exactly. But being here is a lot of fun today. Quarterfinal Wednesday. We got it. And we'll see you all tomorrow. Where's my pen? Noon Eastern here on Game Plus TV. I had this steak!
Have you subscribed to the Rod Pedersen Show YouTube channel yet? Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now. Oh, good one, Rod. Bob's your uncle. Done deal. Hell yes.
Yep.
LFG.
Yep.